What if the reason you're suffering is not because life is hard, but because you're holding on too tightly? Holding on to people, to expectations, to outcomes, and to a version of life that no longer exists. For example, you keep checking your phone, hoping someone texts back, or you replay a moment again and again, wishing it went differently. And the more you hold on, the more life slips through your fingers. So today, we're not talking about giving up. We're talking about something far more powerful: detachment. And trust me, by the end of this audio summary, you'll be ready to detach yourself from the things that you didn't even knew you were holding on to. Let's start. Chapter 1. Letting go is not losing. It's liberation. Have you ever felt like no matter how much you give, it's never enough? Like you give your best in a relationship, but still feel unappreciated from them. Or you work hard, but don't get the recognition you expected from your boss. That's because attachment creates expectation, and expectation creates suffering. We expect people to stay the same, to understand us without explanation. But life doesn't work that way. Detachment is not saying I don't care. It's saying I care, but I don't control. For example, you can love someone deeply, but you don't try to control their behavior or force them to stay. And when you understand this thing, that's where peace begins. Chapter 2. You don't own anything, and that's your power. We live as if everything belongs to us. You say stuff like, my success, my relationship, my image. But what happens when those things change? For example, a job you thought was secure suddenly ends. That will leave tensed and broken, both emotionally and mentally. A person you trusted walks away, or your plans don't work out the way you imagined. It hurts, not just because of the loss, but because you believed it was yours forever. Detachment teaches you a very different truth, that nothing is permanent. And strangely, that's your freedom. Like when you stop clinging to outcomes, you start enjoying the process more. You work not just for results, but because you choose to grow. Chapter 3. Emotions are real, but they don't control you. You don't suffer because of situations. You suffer because of your reaction. For example, someone ignores your message, and your mind starts creating stories. Did I do something wrong? Did they not care anymore? Or something small goes wrong and it ruins your entire day. Detachment creates a gap between what happens and how you respond. Like when your message was ignored. Instead of reacting immediately, you can pause and observe. Just take a deep breath. And you say, I feel anxious, but I don't have to act on it. And in that moment, you take your power back. Chapter 4. Stop chasing, start attracting. Most people are constantly chasing something. Chasing validation, chasing attention, chasing success all the time. For example, you try to impress people so they like you. You overwork just to prove your worth. You force connections that don't feel natural, and it drains you. Detachment changes the approach. It says focus on becoming, not chasing. Like, instead of begging for attention, you build confidence in yourself. Instead of forcing relationships, you let the right ones grow naturally. And suddenly, you're no longer desperate. You're aligned, not just with yourself, but also with universe, and trust universe because it always guides. Chapter 5. Detachment is not distance, it's balance. People often misunderstand detachment. They think it means becoming cold, distant, disconnected. But that's not true. You can still love someone, but not depend on them for your happiness. You can still care, but not lose yourself trying to please them. And that's a balance. Because when you're emotionally dependent, you start living in fear. It could be a fear of losing them, a fear of being alone, or a fear of not being enough. But when you're detached, even if someone leaves, you don't fall apart. Even if things don't go your way, you stay grounded, because your stability comes from within. Chapter 6. The freedom you've been looking for. Imagine a life where your peace doesn't depend on outcomes, where you give your best and still feel okay no matter what happens. For example, you try something new, and even if you fail, you don't see it as the end. You express yourself without overthinking what people will say, and that's freedom. Detachment doesn't mean life becomes easy. It means life stops controlling you. Like, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you start asking, "What can I learn from this?" And that shift changes everything. So today, make a simple decision, not to give up on life, but to stop holding it too tightly. Let go of what you can't control. Let go of the need to be accepted by everyone. Let go of the fear that keeps you stuck. Just take a small step today. Say no where you usually say yes. Stop overthinking one situation, or simply allow things to unfold without forcing them. Because the moment you detach, you don't lose anything. You gain yourself. And that's your real power. Thank you for watching. If I helped you in some way, please like, share, and subscribe this channel. We'll meet you in the next one.